Good morning, everybody, or afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. I kind of want to start off this video by apologizing. By the time this video comes out, it will be a late upload, so I do apologize for that. I don't really have a clear schedule to really begin with, but I think it's been over 3 weeks since I made a video, so I do apologize. I hope that in the new year I will eventually get a proper upload schedule, or at least a general idea of what an upload schedule should look like. But anywho, still want to put out a video for you guys, so yeah, let's get it going. Growing up, religion has always played a big part in my life, and it plays a big part in everybody's lives. I think it truly serves as a guide or a series of teachings that are there to benefit us, usually like when we need them the most. And it's definitely truthful that we often find religion during important parts of our lives, such as being presented opportunities we never thought we'd get, or maybe being denied an opportunity, or even just finding peace within ourselves, usually when times get tough. I think something such as the loss of a loved one or someone close to you, or just an unexpected tragedy, something maybe financial, or something maybe caused by a natural disaster, or just a random happening of the world. We usually try to tell ourselves, or try to find a way in our mind to make things okay. Try to find a way to live somewhat peacefully despite these challenges. And while I think the majority of the world's major religions, or all major religions, differ in every kind of belief, practice, I think it is often true that they all kind of have the common notion that they're there to serve as a guide or a series of teachings that can help us, often when we need to find a proper direction in life. I think for me, it would take me a very long time to understand that idea. Growing up, I kind of sort of taught myself, or learned to go against religion. Just the very idea that any sort of proper divine deity or entity was judging my every movement based off a book or a series of teachings that I wasn't even around for had never really sat right with me. It always just kind of left me with kind of somewhat a little bit of existential dread. And just the idea that even small things like saying a swear, or maybe using a certain person's name in vain, or doing something that you didn't even know was wrong, could put you in the afterlife that you don't want to be in. It really kind of sort of almost shook me to my core. And the fact that I guess I'd just never be given like a right answer pushed it away from me altogether. And I'd like to believe that kind of stemmed from my own anxiety that I had, and maybe the only way to deal with said anxiety was to know that there was a specific way to do it, that there was a right way, and that everything was going to be okay. Just to get that sort of specific comfort of knowing something absolute. And for a while, I kind of sort of found a kind of sense of solace in the atheist idea of just saying I'd have to see it to believe it. Just because to me, I could just leave it at that. It worked. I didn't have to think of anything more than that. So as I would soon try to restructure my life and find a proper balance with things as well as general direction, I had thought about religion again. And I kind of sort of realized that maybe perhaps I was actually the one who had got it all wrong. And that maybe the way I was thinking about how religion plays a role in your life was wrong. And that maybe there's a whole other way of doing it, the proper way. So that's where Buddhism came in. Even as I'm making this video, I still don't see myself fully aligned with any specific religion. While I am interested in the Buddhist teachings, I don't see myself fully 100% aligned with any religion at all. Now, with Buddhism specifically, it was really more so the teachings, or specifically the set rules that they had, and how it affects the people that use them. To me, I'd always kind of sort of seen Buddhism more as a come see for yourself type religion, not so much this is what is right and that you must follow it this specific way. That is what kind of intrigued me. It was more so internal rather than a specific external mantra. I definitely sort of think I like that idea, that core concept. Just the idea that Buddhism is truly just basically instill the practices onto your own mind and live a peaceful life that you see fit. It kind of sort of gives you the notion that you're the only person who can change your own reality. You are the only person that can kind of bail yourself out. You kind of are just the center of your own universe or reality. Not to say it in an egotistical way, but more so in this is just a fact of life. As I explored more about Buddhism, I learned about the Four Noble Truths, which is something I'm going to discuss later on in this video. And there's definitely a lot of core integral values within those Four Noble Truths and how they can affect you within your life. But I wouldn't really know if Buddhism was the right thing for me, or the ideas of it, until I'd be presented with an opportunity to try them out. And that's where I actually ended up developing a crush on a person. So I know it does seem kind of silly that a crush would be the first thing, or the first, I guess, moment in my life or opportunity where I'd get to use these practices. But it was. And I kind of look back on it with fondness. And looking back on the moments that happened, I think all the important lessons that I had learned from the Four Noble Truths really all came from within. There was nothing specific that this person had done or anything really in the environment that made me think the way I did. It's just more so the way I felt. Now, the Four Noble Truths themselves kind of sort of go in order. And I'll start off with the first one. Dukkha, or the existence of suffering. And to put it simply, in terms of, I guess, suffering, is that crushes just stop. I mean, they literally crush you. I mean, most of a crush hurts, and what you feel around it, you always kind of ask yourself big questions like, do they like me? You know, are they already in a relationship? Do they even want to be in a relationship? You know, am I the right person for them? Stuff like that. And you spend a lot of time just thinking about all of these unnecessary questions and even making fake scenarios in your head. It's just kind of crazy that literally overnight, or literally just within a couple of days, a little stranger can basically be your everyday thought and cause for emotion. And it is tiring, it is stressful, it's overwhelming, it just takes up a lot of space in your head, and especially when you have other things you want to do, it just seems so tedious. While they are caused by your brain's way of, I guess, finding a match for you, and I guess that's just basic biology, trying to push you towards communication with a person, to you it just feels like meaningless suffering. And to basically ask an important question, where does that suffering come from? So that kind of just ties into the second point, which would be samudaya, which is the idea that suffering itself has an origin. And I think I'd really explored that practice by simply just asking myself pretty open-minded, open-ended questions. You know, stuff like, if this person likes me back, will all my troubles really go away? Or what do I genuinely get from actually being with this person? And stuff like, what is it specifically about this person that I like so much? What it kind of does is that it trains your brain to consult things deeper and explore the root cause of an emotion, and therefore have a more profound understanding of what you're feeling. And usually I find once you actually understand the root cause of an emotion that you have, and truly understand the full emotional situation, the emotions themselves kind of definitely decrease in intensity. I think the root cause of a lot of emotions that I'd felt specifically with this crush kind of had to do with dopamine and the idea of desire. And just the idea with desire is the fact that desire itself kind of just creates a fake reality in your head versus what actual reality is. You can desire the reality that you could have with this person and things like that, even though none of it could really be true. Just like how, I guess, they say, you look at someone through rose-tinted glasses, but you never see the red flags. What it does is that it then kind of sparks your brain to even think about more dopamine, and then because your brain finds a way to get more dopamine, you want to think about the person again. And thus you keep kind of getting yourself into this cycle that's just exhausting, tiring, unproductive, and just gets a lot of more just unnecessary stuff to happen. Everything that I'd kind of try to do for myself regarding the crush, even good things like try and prove myself confidently or do things, I had all done it for desire. And it just got me stuck in that loop. Everything had just got me stuck in that loop. And I was never going to get anywhere mentally by just continuing to partake in that vicious cycle. So the question is, now that I understand that I'm in a proper or in a bad cycle, how do I break free from the loop? How do I break free from that? And that's basically the third point, which I guess would be nirodha, or the cessation of suffering, or that suffering has an end. Now, in my last video, I kind of briefly went over how taking action towards something, especially with a goal and plan in mind, can change the way you feel about a situation, usually for the better. Even with a well thought out plan, you need to actually get out of your head and put said plan into action. If you're never going to outthink yourself out of a situation, you got to do something. So that's exactly what I did. Every time I found myself making fantasy scenarios or fake scenarios in my head to catch that dopamine, I'd catch myself, take a mental pause, and think about something else. Usually something important or something else that I had going on during the day or another priority. If there was a chance that I could end up bumping into this person, I'd find a way to avoid it. unless for whatever reason that communication was necessary. Same thing with social media too. Oftentimes social media will recommend you people through mutuals, and even if they follow you, don't go out of your way to actually look at their social media for whatever reason. Just cut it all out completely. Just find something better and more productive to do. So, basically to say, I just cut out habits that involve me viewing or interacting with this person in any kind of way. Basically, if I never doubted any of those mental choices I had made, I consult the second step earlier to make sure what I was doing was still right for me. As in, if taking action isn't the best thing to do, then what is? And I couldn't think of anything else. I'd still allow myself to feel those special feelings that you get, because it is good to understand emotions and not to bottle them up. But I trained my brain not to overindulge in something that solely existed in my head. And like I said, is a crush a silly example? Absolutely. But the situation itself had given me the opportunity to confront the way I deal with strong emotions, and for that, I'm quite grateful. I had learned to still allow myself to process emotions, but not to let it lead me somewhere or to a bad habit that could have been more self-destructive in the long run. To kind of summarize this, it's important to recognize what you're feeling, but it's also equally important to understand where your feelings could lead you and where your feelings come from. So, the core principles of Buddhism itself also does include the Eightfold Path, which are 8 core practices that can basically better your livelihood and align yourself more internally. I won't go into them really at all because I think I've already explained the first core noble truths enough. Buddhism, I can leave that for a future video. I do still think I've explored some of these concepts like the right thought, the right action, and the right effort, at least a little bit. Those are just some of the, those 3 out of the 8 core practices that we're talking. The crush itself and the whole situation was really nothing more but just an opportunity for me to understand the way I think, the way I feel about certain situations, and realize what it is I need to do next time so that way, the way I think, the way I feel, the way I understand and comprehend things doesn't lead me down a path where I could end up in a bad habit or a series of overindulgence in something that is just more harmful for you in the long run. What I had done is that I dealt with an unfortunate emotional situation for myself, and learned to understand where my emotions are coming from, what it is I need to do to deal with those emotions in terms of a set plan as well as a series of action, and just realize that maybe some of these things you could do to better yourself kind of do come from religion, which I think was Buddhism. I think I had learned that you can take religious values from any religion really and instill them onto yourself in a way that is right for you. I don't see myself truly aligned with either any religion, neither Buddhism nor Christianity, which is the one I was raised in. I do think the main important thing about religion, whether you align with it or not, is that you should just be able to treat religion, understand religion as just a series of proper values that are there to just better your livelihood. I didn't find religion in any other way, except for the simple fact that they're just important teachings that you can take for yourself. And while I don't think I'm perfect, I don't think I handled the situation 100% perfectly, I think the opportunity that I was given will put me down a trajectory that I think is proper for me. I think I can then use that series of teachings, improve on it next time, the next time I'm faced with another unfortunate situation. I didn't get with the girl that I was interested in, but I did understand what it truly means to at least live by a way that is peaceful for you, and I did find a general direction that I want to go down in terms of desire, in the sense of passion and a goal, but also I found a good general direction I want to go down in terms of the way I perceive the world emotionally. And that is worth more than anything. This is an outro. This is not actually part of the script or anything. This is my first time actually just making an outro. And I don't really know how to do it, but I'm just doing it anyways. I will hope to get a better video upload schedule in the new year. I do have some big plans in terms of ideas for content creation, content styles for my YouTube channel. There's a lot of big things that I think I want to do. Nothing crazy, but I definitely see this as the YouTube channel more than just a hobby or Minecraft videos, but I do think there's other things I'd like to do with it. So this will probably be the last video I make of this year. But I am proud of it. I know it was very busy, the holidays. I hope everyone actually had a happy holiday to those who are watching and celebrate it. But yeah, no, I'm proud of the video I made. The last 4 videos I think have been pretty awesome. Between the first upload and now, I've learned a lot more about myself. But anyways, guys, make sure to like, subscribe if you enjoy what you see and you like the content you're seeing. do anything you can to just support me. Tell your friends, tell whoever. I'm pretty proud of the new channel I made, and I want people to know that. But yeah, I think I will just leave it at that. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see y'all in the next one.